if I had to answer the question, what defines Columbia, I would not hesitate to say the core curriculum.
I think it's since 1919, students at Columbia have been taking the core curriculum, and it's just amazing to think about how much the world, how much Columbia has changed in that amount of time, and still we're taking the same courses, we're reading the same books, and that they're still applicable in our daily lives.
These are really important works. They're still relevant to our society, and the ways that we discuss them change, obviously, according to what's going on currently, but these are very foundational texts.
I think that the initiation of the core and your initiation into college is an amazing coupling, because you're taking all these classes that are expanding your mind, and at the same time you're changing so much in your first few years of college that your ideas are changing, you're exposed to New York City.
This place has a really unique, a really amazing intellectual environment, and it's not just in the classroom. Okay, in a classroom in a core classroom, you have 22, 24 students sitting around a round table for the most part. It really fosters a level of discussion that I never thought I would encounter in college. But then, I mean, one of the other things, too, is that the core is so pervasive, and you're all taking the same classes. And it's so meaningful to people that we talk about it outside the classroom all the time.
And I can't count how many times Nan and I sat in JJ's Place, which is one of the cafeterias on campus, with boxes and boxes of donut holes and Diet Coke, just going through the things that we were reading because we'd had contemporary civilizations together, and really getting into like Marx and things like that, and just exploring deep questions. Because when I came here, I never actually believed that I was going to read all these books. You see Socrates and Aristotle and all these names inscribed on the library, but you think that these are things that are too distant from you to even ever read. And then by the end of your sophomore year, you finish literature, humanities, and the core. You've read St. Augustine, and you've read the Bible a couple of times, and you just really have this new understanding.
There's this real synthesis that happens. I guess it's kind of, for me, it happened in the middle to end of my sophomore year, when all of a sudden, stuff just started to come together. I really think that there was a dialogue and an interplay of ideas just for myself intellectually.
It's important to remember that one of the main goals of the core is to teach us about the society that we're living in, especially with the Contemporary Civilizations philosophy course. And basically, the core just gives you an insight into the foundations of American society, because those are the principles that we were founded on. So it teaches you about the world that we're living in from day to day, and it also gives you a very good basis of comparison for the major cultures courses that you take, because you can compare Western society to Eastern society in a way that you couldn't if you hadn't read all those books.
I knew before I came to college that I wanted to be a journalist, and I had the option of going to a school where I could major in journalism or a professional major. But I thought it was important to have a well-rounded foundation in the liberal arts. And so that's one of the reasons why I chose Columbia. I don't think anyone will tell you, especially your professors, that after you end the core, you're going to be a better surgeon or you're going to be a better accountant. But it will help to make you, I think, a better and more well-rounded person.
Coming to Columbia, I figured I'd major in economics. I thought I had my mind made up, and I had one class, Principles of Economics, my first semester here, and I thought I had everything figured out. And then I came to CC, Contemporary Civilization, and I thought that I was wrong. I questioned myself. I questioned if I should be taking maybe history or political science or philosophy, or maybe even pre-med at some point.
We'll also have this amazing foundation of knowledge that will further you in whatever career you eventually end up in.
For me, I've wanted to be a doctor ever since I think I knew what a doctor was, but one of my major cultures classes that I took was Islam. And it really inspired me to actually double major in biomedical engineering and religion. And I'm staying at Columbia for an extra year to do so. And I love the fact that I can go from, like organic chemistry and then go to a religion class. It's like the most amazing expansion of your mind.
New York City offers a lot of great resources to students here at Columbia. And also, in my art humanities class, also a great personal experience. I got to go down to the Metropolitan Museum of Art and basically look at a lot of exhibits that we were studying in class.
Our professor was playing at a concert, and so she invited the class to go there. And I enjoy the fact that the professor was actually involved with our learning, and in order to introduce this new phase of what she was trying to teach us, she actually brought us over to Lincoln Center and actually performed it for us.
As an engineer, I found them helpful, although I haven't taken as many because it's only my second year, and I also only took logic and rhetoric so far. But I'm looking forward to the humanities because I get to interact with students from the college and engineering. I don't feel as though they're sending me over to the engineering building and putting me there with math problems and math books and science and everything and telling me I can't write or do anything artistic, because I feel like I'm interacting with students who are both going into the Asian studies and the arts, yet at the same time I'm with engineers, so I don't feel isolated.
Well, the Gateway Lab today consists of like 20 Oxygen O2 computers from Silicon Graphics, very high-end computers, which students in undergrad school don't usually have the chance to use. And so it's a great opportunity for them to use these computers in this type of environment, to use such software as Alias, Soft Image, and able to create animations and intense artwork, such as the one seen on the wall behind me. As a computer engineer, I'm usually coding away in front of the monitor for hours on end and just coding lines and lines of just silly ASCII strings and stuff like that. But here at the Gateway Lab, we have more interested into the visual effects, the graphic arts, designing things, which is more fun for me, at least, because I can be creative and see things on the screen being rendered.
When I came here, I was a bit intimidated by computers in general, just being an engineer. Like, you're sort of expected to know, like, everything about them, and I didn't know anything. So coming in here and, you know, like, doing a homepage and just drawing stuff was a lot of fun, and it sort of lightened up the image of, like, being completely a computer expert. So in that respect, it was a lot of fun.
Being a chemical engineer, there's programs here that enable you to just type in a few numbers and predict everything that's going to come out.
The civil engineers use this computer starting their sophomore year. I have a few friends who actually come into the Gateway Lab and they actually make projects, build bridges, buildings, etc. And they use the capabilities of these computers to do that.
A track of biomedical engineering is diagnostic imaging, and a program called BioSyn allows you to make all these 3D dimensions of, like, enzymes and molecules, and, like, to actually see what you're learning, you know, how, like, an enzyme binds a substrate, and to see that on a screen, you know, especially if you're a visual learner, is an amazing tool to use.
So with the Gateway Lab, it offers us a new way to learn interactively with these high-end machines, which aren't available to other students across the nation.
Pass to Chris Hilton, touchdown!
Okay, so now here we are on 116th and Broadway, right across from the main gates of Columbia. That way's downtown. This way is uptown.
Barnard College is right there, and all the good food is down that way.
Food. Anyone's ever seen Seinfeld? This restaurant Tom's is located on 113th and Broadway.
You got a few of the Barnard dorms back down towards Riverside here. Barnard dorms right behind us. You got Columbia dorms both on the main part of campus and down Broadway, a little bit removed from the campus. But the dorms basically surround the entire university.
Hudson River and Riverside Park are straight down that street there, so they're really close by.
Downtown, a little into the east, we have St. John the Divine, where they have a solstice festival every year.
Parliament's up that way, 125th Street, about 10 blocks away. Great soul food at Sylvia's, amateur night at the Apollo.
Yeah.
We also go grocery shopping up there. The best grocery store in Manhattan.
Another fun fact is that we're right next to Central Park. A lot of people go there to rollerblade. That's actually a popular place to go rollerblading, and also to go running. I often go running around the park. And also on the other side of Central Park is the Metropolitan Museum of Art.
As you'll notice, there'll be cabs, buses, subway stations right here.
We're heading downtown.
They say the neon lights are bright on Broadway. On Broadway. They say there's always magic in the air. But when you're walking down that street and you ain't had enough to eat, the glitter of right off and you're nowhere.
This is Lincoln Center. It's one of the big centers of the arts in New York.
If you're a student here, you can get the tour of this whole place for half price, and it's a really great tour. You can see the State Theater, the Metropolitan Opera House, and Avery Fisher. And it's a very thorough tour. It took actually all morning. It was on a parents' weekend, really good tour for
Wow.
students.
I didn't know
$4. That's $4 I ever spent.
There's a lot of movie theaters too in this area. I mean, I always come down here to see films.
I won't pretend I'm a star on Broadway.
So we're standing in the middle of Times Square in Manhattan, right between Times Square 1 and Times Square 2. A lot of people consider this place the center of Manhattan. This is also known as the theater district, where most of the Broadway theater houses are. They're all around here, up and down. If you look around, you can see all the major signs advertising the major shows, the musicals and the plays. This is sort of where you see a lot of shots when you see New York and movies and MTV videos and whatnot. A lot of Columbia students come down here to do internships, and right here is the Bertelsmann building where I work at BMG Entertainment. I've been doing an internship with them for the past summer. Over there is the MTV studios. The MTV studios are on Times Square. Behind us here, heading south down towards where Broadway crosses 7th Avenue, you can see Times Square 1 where the ball drops on New Year's Eve.
Also the All-Star Cafe is there.
It's over there.
Right in front of us, down to the north end, is TKTS, where you get discount tickets for all the shows if you go stand in line.
Over a few blocks is the New York Times office.
Up north on 57th Street are all the main theme restaurants: Hard Rock Cafe, Russian Tea Room, Jekyll and Hyde Restaurant.
Our favorite CD store is the Virgin Megastore, which was it's only been open for a year.
But it's open till 2 in the morning.
And it's open till 2 in the morning, so if you ever have this late night craving for CDs, you can fulfill it.
Which she has on a regular
Which
basis.
I have had.
One of my best memories of Times Square ever was last year when I was taking Ken Jackson's History of the City in New York class, which is one of the most popular classes at Columbia. He takes 300 students every year on an all-night bike ride through the city. So I remember rolling through here with like 300, 400 Columbia students on bicycles through the middle of Times Square at 1 in the morning. It was amazing.
This is Astor Place, so guys, what else is down here?
Well, if you go that way, there's Broadway, which is the same Broadway that we have uptown by Columbia. If you go over that way, you head into the East Village, which is where St. Mark's Place is. Lots of good food, different clubs, bars, things like that. Right over there, we have Kmart, a little suburbia, right in the middle of Manhattan. We love Kmart. The Public Theater is right there. There's lots of different off-Broadway shows down here.
Our favorite place. In front of a Starbucks.
In front of a Starbucks.
Appropriately
And near the Barnes and Nobles.
Yeah, Barnes
And Barnes
over
and
there.
Noble, the Astor Place Barnes and Noble is the best. And
Yeah.
one of our favorite restaurants, Russian food and Italian pastries over here in the St. Mark's Place.
Our favorite
or
restaurant
in the
opens till
village.
3 in the morning, Ukrainian food.
New York City offers a lot of great resources to students here at Columbia.
So I remember rolling through here with like 300, 400 Columbia students on bicycles through the middle of Times Square at 1 in the morning. It was amazing.
So with the Gateway Lab, it offers us a new way to learn interactively with these high-end machines which aren't available to other students across the nation.
This place has a really unique, a really amazing intellectual environment.
I love the fact that I can go from, like organic chemistry and then go to a religion class. It's like the most amazing expansion of your mind.
But it will help to make you, I think, a better and more well-rounded person.
You'll also have this amazing foundation of knowledge that will further you in whatever career you eventually end up in.